I shouldn't be shocked, but I am. Dreamcatcher doing Dreamcatcher things. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications because it helps me out loads and it's very nice of you to do. Now we are back with more Dreamcatcher because quite frankly, I can't get enough of this group, and this was a super easy choice because my name is literally in the title. Can't wait to get stuck into this one. Dreamcatcher, Chase Me, music video. Let's see what you got.
나만 보면 안 된대 짜릿한 걸 원할 뿐인데 텅빈 사람들 꿈속은 따분하잖아 어젠 간단하게 스릴러 오늘은 뭘 해볼까 발칙한 장난을 시작할 거야 어둠 몰래 다가가서 꿈속에 뛰어들어 난 밧줄이 막 터지듯 깜짝 놀라게
Okay, I'm stopping it there. I'm going to leave it to track forward. I love this group. There's a bit of a formula to what they do, at least in the songs that I've seen. Starts out with that environmental sound, sets the scene, creates a bit of a mood, and then into a quite beautiful melody, which is normally a scene setup with something that's a bit more intense to come. And I love how that introduced the melody. I love the key work there. It was nice and delicate. You had the nice vocal phrasing on top, and there were parts where they helped accent and line up and then drift away. And I love when music does that, where it kind of has two pieces of melody that float away from each other and then join up at certain parts. And it happens quite quickly. There was that nice pulsing, almost spacey sound that kept like pulsing and getting louder and going away. They took all the lows out of that and it became more of a top end, but it did continue. And now obviously the song is building in intensity. You can hear the drum work increase. You can hear some of that distorted guitar come in. I love this group. I shouldn't be shocked, but I am. Dreamcatcher doing Dreamcatcher things. This group is great. Okay, so killer chorus, absolute banger of a chorus. It just makes me happy. Now I know looking at the video that the song is probably a little more ominous than it's the feeling that I'm getting. That's because I'm excited and I don't sort of know all the lyrics and don't understand all the words, but it makes me really happy to hear this group because when you're doing the reaction game in YouTube, you go through loads and loads of songs. We've got over 1,200 songs at the moment, I think, waiting for us to react to, Tank and I. And it's a lot. Sometimes it's super overwhelming, but then there's gems like this where I just really look forward to doing this reaction. I wake up excited to do it. And that chorus killed. I loved the tail off at the end there. It didn't go straight back into a verse piece. They had that nice kind of post-chorus piece, their interlude. And at the end of the chorus, it felt like it was building, building, building. All of a sudden, that stop. It's just a lot of small attention to detail that you don't see in Western pop music that's trying to include like a rock influence. There's a care to the production here that helps it stand head and shoulders above that. I like it a lot.
뭐가 나쁜 거니 도대체 본능은 난 따를 뿐인데 빨간 사과를 한 입 딱 베어 물고서 잠깐 나이란 게 뭔데 그래 나를 맞추려 해 그저 규칙적인 심장박동 위에 7가지 작은 놀이를 선물해 매일 시간을 모두 꺼내들어 꿈속에 가득 던져 오늘을 몰아치듯 어지럽힌 날 baby
Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit there because there's an interesting approach to building up to this chorus. So you'll hear those chords. You saw me putting my hands like in steps like that. My hand, sorry. It's because there's this perception that the music is continually stepping up and evolving. It's getting more and more intense. It's getting higher. But it's not always the case, because it actually does step down at the end of the phrasing and build up again. But because they do it so smoothly, so subtly, it just feels like this everlasting build up, and it creates a lot of hype. And that's what you want going into a chorus, especially a chorus that good, where there is a nice contrast between not necessarily a massive shift in the tempo because of the quickness of the keywork in the verse, but definitely in the intensity and the power. Really, really smart build up, and I like it a lot. Hang on a second. Are we getting dive bombs over here? I gotta hear that again. I'm going to go back again for something else that's very cool there. You heard that guitar riff, that really nice, very loopable guitar riff. You can almost get stuck in a trance because the phrasing loops in so nicely. But it's quite aggressive in its nature, although they've placed it quite nicely in the mix where the volume isn't too loud, it's not overpowering, but you can still hear it. I love that riff, but on top of that, now you've got the vocals. I mean, that was being used as an interlude piece at the end of the choruses, and I don't think there was vocals on top. Now there is. And what they're doing is creating a distortion on top. They're making that voice sound like it's clipping, and clipping again, if you're recording through an audio interface, and you normally get the green, then you get the yellow, and you get the red. What the audio going into the red means is it surpassed the level that device is able to capture clearly, competently. And it starts clipping, it starts breaking up that audio file, so you can hear that distortion on top. There is a nice modulation to it too in terms of the EQ, and if you combine those really nicely, you get this effect. And it's nice because you've got quite a lot of vocalists who are all trying to have an input, and you're trying to create contrast and variance between all of them, especially in a song that's quite punchy and pacey. This does a very good job of using an effect to help do that. I'm going to stop there, and I know that breaks the flow, but I want to make a prediction. I think that they've been keeping the energy quite high, even though they've gone on a bit of a user journey. There's been a subtle drop and then a build up again, but there's always been pace, there's always been energy to it. I think that they're going to do something to try and drop this a little bit. I would. Let's see. Okay, I'm super happy for two reasons. Sometimes you get it wrong, sometimes you get it right. We got it right. They dipped it, not in the way I thought they would, but they definitely dipped the energy. They basically went into that chorus, but a much more pulled back, reserved version of it. And I like the way they built back in there again, because they had that very cleaned up, really tight edits on some of that drumming, almost sounded a bit more digital. Very staccato along with the vocals. There's ways of when you play a standard drum beat, there's ways of accenting, like if you're using the hi-hats and you can close that pedal really quickly, you can get really nice sharp stops to things. They're doing it with the vocals as well, and it creates like this syncopated breakbeat, and then you can push back into that rhythm that extends more. Super happy about that. That was killer. Yeah, well, I absolutely love that. In case you couldn't tell, I love when groups put a lot of care into not only just their music, but their look and feel, the choreography, the music videos. That one was quite story driven. And I'm not sure if that end piece, I loved it, by the way that clock came in, the way it sped up. But I'm not sure if that piece would be on the album or just the audio track. It could be. Sometimes it's a nice way to lead into the next track on a CD. I think it can be done quite smartly. There's a quick stop start there. Um, but I really liked it. I like that as part of a bigger story. I know you guys said that some of these songs are, so that one clearly is. But I'm a huge fan. So glad that I'm expanding my horizons, or else I wouldn't have discovered Dreamcatcher. And I'm quite familiar with Western mainstream pop, especially Western mainstream pop that has like a rock or alternative influence. But in my opinion, there isn't the same care and attention to detail in the production. And that's what makes this stand head and shoulders above that. Huge fan. Can't wait to do more. Of course, there's going to be more. I am deep in the Insomnia hole, and I can't wait to discover more music from them. And they just make me happy. I don't know what else to say. Looking forward to the next one. Until then, please be safe, be nice to each other, but damn good day.